Oh, it didn't ask me. Cause I said yes, I'm ready to record once. It didn't ask me again. All right. Yeah, I wasn't even doing anything really. I was just going through the options, and I want to add my name just to be cute. Um, but actually, there's a whole bunch of custom settings you can put. Some of them is just button mapping, which honestly it wasn't really that crazy anyway. But I just made it more similar to like Super Mario World, where the right and bottom right buttons are going to be for a certain type of jump, and the top left buttons are going to be a certain type. I set both of the right triggers to drift or brake, because it's the same thing in this game. And the left triggers, I set both of them to special, just so it's more similar to Mario Kart. And there are some Mario Karts where you could use either button to drift brake, but I am now very used to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I'm pretty sure in Mario Kart World it's the same kind of concept where the right triggers are for drifting and the left triggers are for item use. So I did that, but there was a whole bunch more junk in the accessibility settings than I expected. Rumble. I like Rumble. I don't like how crazy Rumble gets, but you can just make it gentler. Thank goodness. I like keeping Rumble on but having it gentle. Motion controls. No, thank you. I do not want to tilt the star with my Pro controller. Thank you very much. Shake controls. You can shake to quick spin, which is probably it's not a gigantic deal, but it's kind of important in my opinion because I can hold right and then with all my momentum going to the right rather, I can do a quick spin instead of having to do left right and then hold right and pull myself off that line. Same vice versa. It's not that crazy, but I mean you could shake trick in was it Mario Kart? And I've never done that accidentally. You can shake the Wiimote in Super Mario Galaxy, and it doesn't happen accidentally. So I think this is the way I think I'm gonna want to do shake tricks more often than not. Stick swap. Oh yeah, plus, I mean this doesn't affect me, but yeah, if you're left-handed and you usually like to control the camera with your um, left hand and actually control everything else where your character is facing with the right hand, then you can do that. Vice versa, which is like a big deal. Mirror controls, I got used to holding down to go up to tilt the nose up and vice versa, but a lot of people hate that shit, and so you could fix it. This boss lock on, I have to fight more bosses. I feel like the free mode, I just don't get it. I don't turn as hard as I think I should. Maybe it's just the vehicles that I'm not used to, or maybe it's the control setup. We'll find out. I'll click in the right stick to lock onto them if anything. Um, this it's just like the normal camera with the right stick. I keep that default. You can actually set it so that you hold left to look right and right to look left, which I think is for insane people. But I'm glad the option exists because we like accessibility. We want insane people to be able to play our games. Quick spin. I turned quick spin to hard because there were some times it might just be a skill issue, but there's some times where I'm trying to like micromanage where I am, and so I'll do like a left right, and it turns into a quick spin and slows me down on a turn. When I'm really just like I want to straighten out, and I'm not used to the vehicle yet. So I made this harder to do. But yeah, if I smash the stick in both directions, I'll still spin. Plus, I can shake trick now. Shake trick rather. Shake spin now. So yeah, neat. And I did not expect this, but this is fucking awesome actually. You can hold down the button to accelerate and then let go to brake and to drift instead of having it be default. So people who are more used to it being a certain way, more used to Sonic Crossworlds or whatever Sonic racing game, or more used to Mario Kart, or more used to all the games where you're holding down the accelerator most of the time, you can do that. Um, what's happening when you're letting go isn't just braking; it's a whole bunch of other shit. But you have the option to do that. It's gonna be more similar to your other control scheme. I still prefer this because most of the time I'm not doing anything, and then I can just lightly tap the button instead of release real quick to actually inhale or to do a little turn. Or I feel like I want to press the button less often if I can. and I'm glad I have that option. 'Cause I think in Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled, that game you don't let up at all ever. You have a technique that allows you to turn way harder than normal. So unlike Mario Kart, where maybe if you're playing 200cc or if you're in a mushroom boost, you don't really need to or whatever. It's like no, in that game you just hold the A button. As a matter of fact, I'm being dumb. I forget. If you have the blue fire, basically if you're playing that game right, you don't have to press the A button anymore. Huh. There's a lot of games where I don't have to press the A button as much as I think I do. Whatever. Mario Kart, you have to hold the A button a lot, and you don't have to here, but you can if you're more comfortable. Hold the charge. I'm making sure I don't fuck this up. I set up my controls pretty well, I think. Hold the charge. Yes, good. And then also the display. There is so many display. Well, that music was trying to get jazzy. Sorry. Yeah, the HUD size you can make it larger, smaller. I feel like the difference is so marginal that I'd rather just make it larger. HUD opacity, you can turn it low. You don't need those bold black lines everywhere. It's still gonna show. You still see it, but it's a little bit lighter. The map, I don't know if I'm gonna want this because the map will turn with you by default, but I want it to stay locked on. If the map were like I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe maps, but maybe in some other games there were, excuse me, maybe in some other games the map you could see the entire mini map at once. I think for that where you can see the entire mini map at once, I like it to be static. I don't like it to rotate, so I can really read it at a glance because I'm not really good at reading the maps. I haven't practiced enough. I'm a see if keeping the map still helps me with stuff like that. I don't think so because you usually see part of the map at a time. So I might switch this back. Distance from rival. I'd like to see this. So I can just glance over and just see, hey, they're kind of far away, or hey, somebody's really gaining on me, and I've been looking back for a bit. That time is useful. Order, definitely. I'd rather know if I'm first or second if I can't see. Time kind of stresses me out, but when I start caring about it, I'd rather just be able to see it at a glance instead of really trying to intuit things. Laps, how many laps are left, or what lap you're on, what the distance is, because sometimes instead of racing to finish a certain amount of laps, you might want to race for a certain distance per the allotted time limit. So yeah, just being able, it's in the corner of the screen so you can see it. Checklist notifications. In the previous game, you had a little sound every time you got a checklist notification, but it wouldn't tell you what it is, and I like that. And sometimes you get the sound after everything was said and done, after you were done with whatever event you're doing. I prefer that because I was watching one of the reviews for the game, and yeah, it's cute that you see the achievement pop up on the top right hand corner, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just see it all happen at once. And honestly, I'm just gonna be doing stuff and getting stuff randomly, and I'd like to just see it at the checklist and be pleasantly surprised. And then most of the time, I mean, I guess it might help when I'm achievement hunting, when I'm like hunting for those checklist items. So maybe I'll turn it on when I have like half or more of the checklist done. But for now, I don't like those pop-ups. I don't even like Steam notifications for achievements. It really takes you out of the game, I think. Realize I don't even know what this is. I don't know what it is, but it's on. It'll stay on. HP. There's a lot of modes where you don't really worry about HP and you can't really retire. But in the modes where you can, I definitely want to see it here. Kilometers per hour instead of miles per hour. Please don't judge me. I have an excuse. I think the bigger number will make it so it's easier to tell differences and like smaller differences in speed. But I honestly, if you call me weird for being an American, switching this over to kilometers per hour, I'm sorry. They gave me the option. I have free will. I paid my money for the game. Unfortunately, I can do whatever I want. Speedometer. I like the simple version, but this normal, it's too classic. Plus, there's like bolder like lines and breaks. Matter of fact, yeah, that might actually matter. Maybe wait, not me thinking about the HUD opacity again. No, it's still the same, very gray speedometer. It's on light. Yeah, no, I'm going to keep that normal. Because one, it's bolder. I don't know if the simple one takes off the cute copyability designs that go tacked onto your speedometer. I really love those, so hopefully the simple version doesn't. But also there's little breaks where you see like a little break in the speedometer, a quarter it off. And for certain vehicles, it's very important to actually see where half or a quarter of the charge tank is. So I think this is more iconic. I don't know. Why am I defending my choices? I'm just saying this is cool. I like to make this HUD simple if possible, but I have a reason not to. You can just turn it off and not see your speed at all if you're a madman. But I'd like to see it. Attack it. Yeah, I like to see who I hit, especially when like, hey, Joseph is pink Kirby and Mad is a blue Kirby. I want to see who I hit. Um, I mean, it's usually obvious. Matter of fact, now there's a lot of ways to hit people behind you. It might not be obvious all the time. Plus, it's nice. It's nice to just see the smiling face of somebody you destroyed. Legendary parts, why not? If I'm collecting them, show them to me. Um, okay, I wanted to have the opponent marker far, but honestly, I'm not trying to chase people down that much. So if you're close to me, I'll see what icon you have, what your name is, whatever. But if you're far away from me, I'll glean what I can glean from the distance. Direction, yes, please, because when you're slowing down to actually drift, it'll help you line up, especially with vehicles. I mean, a lot of vehicles will boost relatively straight, but some vehicles you're not really angling or turning at all while you're drifting. So it's very important with like the Slick Star or the Tank Stars to know like, hey, this is the direction you're locking into now, because you won't really be able to turn very much, especially with the Swerve Star actually, because you won't be able to turn at all until you press the A button again. Stadium score, yes please. Show me my score while I'm playing, so I can know who to hunt, who to target, etc., etc. Item marker, it's just like a target reticle over items. I'll see the items, whatever. Power up names, I'll take the power up names off. Maybe that'll be a worse viewing experience if somebody's watching me stream or watching my video. But I know what the power ups are and what they do. And plus, you're kind of going to be collecting a lot of them anyway, so you just kind of assess what you got later on, or maybe if you end up getting a whole bunch of them in the middle, then figure it out. But for me, less words, less clutter. Event guide, just showing you where events are if they're nearby. Yes, please. I don't want to hunt them down, especially if in City Trial. There's so many different layers and different buildings and caves and crevices. It's easier if there's a guide. Sometimes you could be near where you're supposed to be, but you're in a cave, so then you try to follow the guide and you have to go out. It's just helpful. It's just helpful even when it's not perfect at showing you exactly where you're going. Straight machines, yes, please. I'd like to know where they are when I need them. Um, so yeah, but there's so many different things. I just move the camera as far back as possible. When I played Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, I like the cameras. There was only two camera angles in that game, but I like the camera as far back and up as possible. And yeah, it doesn't seem crazy to me. Um, track uniform. Oh, it's camera related when you're off the vehicle. Sensitivity, I just made it turn pretty fast. I was going to turn the rider tracking off and just have a high sense, but you can't like do some crazy FPS stuff with like way too high sense in this game. So I rather this just follow me, and if I need to make a U-turn with the camera real quick, I'll hold down back for half a second. You're good. Um, but still, the rotational speed is very slow anyway, so I just turned that up. But you're not going to be precision aiming, I don't think. I hope not. No, you're not. Shake off. I don't really like camera shake. If there was a mild version of it, I would love to do that, but there isn't. So, and camera remains level along curves. That I feel like artistically, it's just stay on, but I'm gonna keep it off. Maybe that'll help me something or other. Um, I don't know. I feel like the game will look better with it on, but I'd rather just see what's happening. And the grid. Honestly, when Sakurai, and I think it was the second direct, was showing off this thing, the reticles, I thought they'd be kind of silly and dumb. But no, there is that Kirby reticle, but there's also, I mean, you can't really see it very well because I turned the opacity very far down. But there's also, yeah, like this target reticle or this cross reticle, and you can make it whatever color you want. It can be white, it can be green, yeah, the green seems to stand out, even though there's a lot of green in the game. There's some bright red. Um, but yeah, I just turned it black. I made it this type, and I turned the opacity all the way down to the lowest it can be. And so you'll still see it, but like barely. And there's still a center there. This music, man. Oh yeah, and because you can, this is a little test area for your controls and your HUD and whatever. They're gonna give you special spacing because you might change your button mapping and everything. See, I'm so, oh, well, let me fall down first. I'm so happy I could turn to the right and I could spin. I could turn to the left and I'm spinning. I don't have to left and right. I think that's so neat. There's a ton of little things. Opacity. Oh yeah, there's also grid for the outside. I was going to turn it off, but yeah, you can turn focal lines on and off. That's just the top and bottom line, like, north, south, east, west lines. Then there's this big border on the outside you could turn on. There's these center borders that are a little bit more focused and inside. You turn that off. Do I want this outside border on? I kind of do actually. Yeah, so I have an outside border. I have these focal lines, and I turned them black, and then I had a lower opacity. So it's like, yeah, it's not quite intrusive. Is 30 low enough? Yeah, like making them black with a low opacity, it doesn't really blend into anything. And obviously, people can make them a lot more bold, different colors if they really need that focus to keep them from being motion sick. Because this game, yeah, it's fucking crazy with the amount of things that happen, the amount of camera shake, the amount of action, the amount of flashes. So I think that is awesome because I have not had to deal with motion sickness from playing games like that. But man, they actually really cared about the people who could. Thickness, I don't want this. I would rather thin, please and thank you. Reticle I talked about already, speed effects. Oh yeah, when you speed up, every single game, they speed you up, but also it doesn't feel like you're going fast if you just physically go faster than normal. Especially if they're only small marginal speed ups, speed boosts rather. So yeah, you could have the speed effects just be softer. I don't want it off. I would rather it be softer. Same thing with Rumble. I don't want it off. I'd rather it be softer. Same thing with camera shake. Where is it? Yeah, I don't want it off. I'd rather it be softer, but it's either on or off. So I'd rather take it off in that instance. But yeah, there's a lot more options here than I initially thought. Even the option to hold accelerate in this game that like has a control scheme dictated around not holding accelerate and pressing the button only when you need to brake and whatever. I think that is just so neat. Um, yeah, there's a couple more things that I would want from this, but really it's way more than I expected. And I think that's worth something. Look at me turn it to the left and just trick it. I mean, you can still do it pretty fast, but it's different. You got options, man. You got options. Anyway, that's it. That's it for that. And I want to leave this properly because now under my name, all those settings are. Oh, and also I didn't really look into them very much, but you might be able to set things up on a controller basis. I think you might be able to set the display for everything. Large text is good. Oh, these are the intrusive little hints that they give you, which are actually pretty useful. When you need them, they're very useful. I don't want guidance. I'm gonna take the guidance later when I start unlocking stuff by random, and I go to the checklist myself. But I don't want to be held. It's not bad actually, but it's the game is good enough at incentivizing you to try different things that I'm just going to mentally hold myself accountable for trying different things, and then hopefully get some of the good stuff. This, I don't really need this. Large. I mean, now I'm just looking at settings, but That is interesting. I don't know how useful any of these are, but for me personally, I'm right here in the rainbow category. How's that display? It's going to the same thing I was going to. Oh, okay. So there's some that are connected just to your name. There are also some that are connected to the entire game. Outlines, no thank you. I don't want to be a sticker. Back on, please. Yeah, direction. Hmm. I'm gonna see if there's anything special that wasn't here before. But if it's pretty much the same stuff as normal, then I might just keep this and then just always have my name on. Or I could just change all of this to the same thing that I had before by my name, by my own control scheme. And then, yeah, if I play with somebody in person multiplayer, then I'll make sure to head to this before I go over there. But I think we're good. Speed, intense speed effects. Ooh, ooh, um, it's the same options we already went over. But yeah, I thought this was neat.